Well, hello, people, and hello, Rob.
Well, hello there.
How are you doing?
I'm very well. I've had a very relaxing couple of days. I worked last week like a working person, and I had nothing on yesterday, so I took the day off to watch the cricket.
Okay.
So I've mostly been.
Could you try again?
No. So I've mostly been sat on my backside watching cricket for the past 2 days, which has been absolutely lovely.
So I'm assuming from that you like cricket and it weren't a forced thing that you were being made to do.
I love cricket.
Okay. I don't understand it myself. I like the
It's men with
enjoy-
balls.
That's about it. So let's see who we have in the old chatteroony. So we've got Simone in, who says PROJECTMGTF, which is very nice of us, Simone. Evening. And then we have Jolly Juju, who says A up, which has got some sort of stutter. Matt's here. Howdy, Matt. Simone says she went for a little drive in TC today.
Very good.
I approve. I approve of that. And then we have lots of people saying hello to other people.
Hello, Matt, Julie, Simone, and Skick.
Skick? I don't see a Skick.
No, Skick is here saying hi, Simon and
Oh, yeah, there we
B&B.
Hello, Skick, and how are you today? How blooming warm is it? I am absolutely roasting. Hang on. Let's turn this up. Hopefully
It's
that
classic Betty Swallocks weather.
My mum and dad have been over today, and I just happened to go outside and say, "Oh, show me dad the." We're showing him something on Henny. I can't remember what it were now. Anyway, and he's like, "Oh, no, I asked him to show me how he used this G3 compound stuff." So he showed me, and then he proceeded to cut and polish the hole down the 1 3/4 of Henny, just so I knew what he would do with it. So while we were doing that, we're clay barring the rest of it on there. So we had quite a predictive day for that.
And how is Alan Jeffries? Has he broken his MGB yet?
No, not yet. Actually, I'm going out in the morning with him. I'm going over to his house. We're doing obviously some more work on it because he's never completely finished that thing. And then we're going for a bit of a drive. So fingers crossed we don't break down anywhere.
Very nice. I'm slightly behind with videos. I'll be honest, in front of the whole 4 or 5 people that are watching this, and yeah, I've been so busy. I've not made any videos.
That's terrible. What? Call yourself a YouTuber?
There we go. I've got one coming out. One that was previously made coming out next week, but I will try and make something tomorrow. So yeah, it's difficult.
Skick said that his gamble got rejected. I don't know what that means, Skick.
What is a gamble?
Would you care to elaborate? And Simone says, Simon, I have a 2-wheeled motor vehicular transportational device question. Fire away, Simone. Hi, Stephen S. Paul. Hope you're well. And Pingu Concord is here. Yo, beardy.
Yes. Well, hello, Stephen S. Paul. You'll no doubt start telling us what you've had into your yard this week, and everyone's juices suitably flowing. And Pingu, yeah, yo, streetwise guy. Because 2024, and I want underscore to pitch in on this because he's actually the chairman of a collective called Yachts 24. Hashtag YOTS 24. Year of the Streetwise 2020.
Does that make us the understudies?
Well, he's only understudy if I stand on your shoulders, which isn't fair because I'm heavier than you.
Then I'd be an understudy and you'd be an upper understudy.
But yeah, 2024, and there'll be some weird and wonderful stuff going on. So watch out, for goodness sake. 2024 is the year of the Streetwise. So if you haven't got a Streetwise, you need to start looking for one now. Because if you haven't got one by the end of this year, beginning of next year, because of our actions, they're going to go crazy up in price, and you won't be able to afford one. Just saying.
Yeah, what's that guy? Is it Robinson Rover? Is it or something like?
Robson Rover Repair. So Colin Robson is over in Northern Ireland. Excellent chap. Excellent YouTube
Sounds
channel.
like he's going to be purchasing.
Yeah. I think I think Colin's had all sorts of Rovers over his time. He's a bit of a, one of those kind of people. And but I know he's fully behind Yachts 24. So Colin, if you're watching this, I appreciate it. Actually, Colin was very when I'm in the middle of tuning up my 190. So Colin has been there and done that and got the T-shirt. And after I'd been to see Tom Force a few weeks ago, he left me some voice messages with some very helpful stuff. So when I go for my return visit to Tom, now that Austin's done the special works to the 190, we'll get the extra 30 bhp out of it. I'm hoping for.
It was also fully behind the year of the tour without even knowing about it, wasn't it?
Who isn't?
Very true. Who isn't? Skickers said that was it a gamble? Yeah, his gamble that got rejected was for you to learn to ride the CBR. Is that right, Skick?
Not being rejected. Not being rejected at all. No. I'm just haven't got around to it yet. So I don't do things in a hurry.
Yeah, you shouldn't do things in a hurry when you're on a motorbike.
No.
Simone's question was, or is, because nobody's answered it. I have metal coolant pipes to put back on the ZZR engine. I was going to polish them up and put them back. What would you do? I'd polish them up. Yeah, don't go crazy with it. I mean, this isn't really just a motorbike question because this is like an engine dressing question as well. So, Rob, I'm sure you've got an opinion on engine dressings.
I think cars and engines should look used. Mainly because that's what I prefer to see because I'm lazy and can't bother to clean them. But no, I have tried detailing engine bays and such like, and I did have a Mini back in the day that I had like chrome everything on the inside, and it was like, why am I even doing this? No one cares.
So the thing is with bikes though, people can see that sort of stuff. Although ZZRs, pretty much all of it's hidden.
Yeah. I'm not a bike man yet, but don't tell my mother; she'll be petrified. Your vehicle, your choice. You do what you want to do to a vehicle, motorbike, car. If you want it mucky under the bonnet, fine. If you want it really pristine and everything shiny, great, go for it.
One of the jobs I've done today, or started to do, was I had a look at the air filter on Henny. That needs changing. And I can't get to the oil crankcase breather filter because I've not got any torque sockets. So I need to get some of them. But while I've got all engine plastics off, I've cleaned them up and Allotrolled them, and they look very black and pristine and clean. I just can't put them back on yet. So,
I did have a comment in the week from I think a Spanish subscriber who watched something I'd done about Allotroll and said, why on earth are you putting Allotroll on the headlights? This won't work.
all right.
But he hasn't got back to me yet, so I'm intrigued.
Complaints. Maybe, do you say Spanish?
I believe, well, Spanish, Portuguese, that neck of the woods, I would say. So
maybe in like extreme heat or something, it doesn't work as well. But
could be, unless of course his English is really bad, and
then he meant the opposite.
He was like, "Wow, you great guy using our troll to do that for headlights."
Rover Joe's here, and he says, "Hello, guys." I assume he's meaning me and you, and there's not anybody else on here. And Matt says, "I'm only here today because everyone else has something better to do."
Matt says that's in his capacity as chairman of Yachts 24, Year of the Streetwise 2024.
It says there can't be anything better to do than watch this, surely. What else is there better to do? I can't think of anything.
I think the football's finished. So. Yesterday.
Simone says the pipes are hidden behind the radiator and the fairing. Yeah, so like on them ZZRs, everything's pretty much encased.
Oh, it's those pipes. Yeah, the I think they're alloy, but they're better. If it's those pipes, you're better to change them for stainless steel if you can get them. Yeah.
I don't think you can. Matt says I think he said he had over 100 75s when he was live last night. I assume you're on about coin. What, over 175s? People, this is the thing I can't get into, because if I get a car, I get too attached to it. I don't know how you feel about it, Rob.
Without giving away my next video, cars. It depends what you want out of a car, doesn't it? If you got a couple of cars and you kind of love them, then you keep them. But if you kind of get bored quite easily, as I do, you move them on.
Okay, there's two things. I kind of like with Henny. I wanted to do a bit of a project, but now I've done bits to her. She's kind of my favourite. Like Margaret's took a bit of a back seat now, which is a bit wrong, really. But yeah, and I can see the next project car as well becoming the new favourite as well. It's dangerous. It's dangerous having these opportunities.
It's difficult. You have to be ruthless. I think sometimes it's a bit like keeping every, I don't know, hair that's fallen out of your head. I mean, in my case, that's ridiculous, but I think you have to be like, right, I don't need that one, I'm going to move it on. So,
yeah, I suppose, I don't know, maybe there's like a saturation point where, like, I don't know, obviously everybody always relates back to their own experience, but having two toy cars, at least I've got a choice between two if I'm going somewhere. Having a choice between three would be better, but how much better would
the Civic?
See what? Getting rid of the Civic?
Yeah, just use MG Rover as a daily driver, whichever one. Throw caution to the wind. So
I want to be able to get back from places as well.
In which case, you will have reliable transport.
Pingu Concord says, "Don't worry, Simon. I will keep a spare Streetwise for you, ready to join the action."
Pingu's the man.
The more this Streetwise club gets talked about, the more it sounds like a key swapping thing.
It's actually a plectron swapping party. And the trouble is, all the bondage gear and all the good stuff, all the lube and whatever else is in the boot. And because no one can find the right plectron, no one can get to the good stuff because no one's got the button to open the boot. Because they're later 25s and Streetwises and ZRs. It's like the worst swingers party in the world.
Dear. Stephen S. Paul says salad dressing. I assume that's when I said engine dressing. Very kind of you, Pingu Concord. We don't want Simon to feel left out. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Pingu Concord.
Simon will buy one before the year's out. Don't worry.
Mark's here. Hello, Mark.
Mark, is it? Hello, Mark.
And then Simone says hello to Joe, and then Matt says, "I wasn't a bike guy." Oh, here we go. This is going to be some sort of joke, isn't it? So, right. I wasn't a bike guy until I dated my ex. Turns out she was a town bike. Well done. And then we've got loads of people talking to other people, yeah. And then Pingu Concord is pressure. People are pressuring you here, Rob. Exactly.
They are, aren't they?
So, have you booked your CBT yet?
No.
No. Good. Let's move on. Matt says no. I mean, where I am in the chairman's. What? I don't know what that is.
I have none of that here.
Simone, I've got very attached to TC. The world was too close to my
Oh dear.
Simone and Matt should have like a joke off. That'd be quite good.
What? Sorry, off?
A humour off, which is a character from Star Trek, I think.
It's all the sanctions kicked in.
Skik says, think cars or bikes you have for a long time can become like friends. And that is a good point, Skik. But also, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here because it's funny. Sometimes friends become enemies. So is that as true with cars? I don't know what way to answer that.
While Skik gets back to us, Mark says to you, Simon, Simon, is that a hard top in the background, or are you just pleased to see me? No, he didn't say that. He says, so you have been enjoying the sunshine with the top down, which doesn't sound any better, to be quite.
It doesn't, does it?
It's just the way I read it.
Just say grandma's apple pie. Yes, Mark, it was. Is it a week or 2 weeks? I can't remember. I took hard top off because I went to my dad's in MG. I thought, I've not during Margaret without a roof on since I got the hard top, so I thought it was about time. And now it's up here. I really can't be asked to take it back downstairs again and put it on the car, so it might be a while yet that she doesn't have a roof on her.
Underscore says, never take a back seat in Mustard's car.
Yes, we've seen that. I've seen that, Matt. Unfortunately, it looks like it has been a massive, well, not massive. Basically, the back end of Eric's caved in. So it's definitely a write-off job, eh? And Eric's got the towing bracket on there as well, so it must have been a fairly hard...
Yeah, decent shunt. Someone, for goodness sake, take the engine out of it, because it's an L series. We like those.
Well, I can imagine that Paul will strip it for bits anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be silly if he didn't. Stephen S. Paul, never had a bike license, never bought one either, but I somehow ended up with about 60 of them.
Show off.
It's the dismantler's curse. They're safe and sound inside. Well, I'm not going to ask you to list all 60 of them. Or am I? No, I'm not. Matt says, obviously, I hope Mustard isn't hurt and that Eric can be restored. I doubt it, Matt. It looks like the whole boot area is smashed in.
Oh, and then Matt goes poetic. I'll let you read it out, Simon. Do it in Norman voice, because it'd be funnier.
Right then, Mr. Matt, who's very funny, or at least he thinks he is. And I think he is as well. Not like Rob, who keeps telling me he's rubbish. He says, the Streetwise is a 25 with a sweet rise, yo. But he didn't say yo. I don't know what happened there. Yes, he said that earlier, Matt. He's been trolling that one around. I think that's another sticker idea there, Matt.
I have actually commissioned Matt Dickens to create a logo for Yachts 24, but he hasn't come back to me yet because he's busy.
You know what he's busy doing, weren't you?
Less important things. So
Finding the Streetwise.
I don't know if I haven't got Matt bought into this yet. So bear with.
Is it Matt that made you the Streetwise number plate?
Matt makes everything. Matt makes my stickers, number plates, mugs, willy warmers, anything you want.
You know what we need to get as merch, which I don't know why am I going down this route. What we need to get as merch, which you get from everywhere, like literally every seaside resort you go to, you can get these things. And every sort of like when you go to like the deep, you can get ones that have got sea creatures on, or zoos, you get ones that have got tigers and whatever. Tea towels. Why have we not got channel tea towels? That's what we need. I'm going to find somewhere that'll do tea towels, custom tea towels, and I'll get one made up with all the channel names on it. It's perfect. Bring back the tea towel. Although, how many people have dishwashers these days? Because you don't need a tea towel if you've got a dishwasher, really, do you?
No. Well, tea towel, they're good for grabbing hot things and other such culinary.
Okay. Oh, we'll still go with it then. It can be cooker dressing as well, can't it? Just hang
then if you had a commemorative yacht 24 hashtag before that, you're not supposed to say that. Like, hashtag yachts 24.
Simone's going to be raging in a second.
You wouldn't actually use it. I mean, you'd hang it up as you'd probably get it framed. To be quite honest,
I'm going to say, would you frame it?
I probably wouldn't, but some people would.
That might be a thing. Simone says, I must admit, I think Pinky hates me. What has Pinky done to you, Simone, that makes you think that she hates you, other than drop her engine on your leg or something a while ago? I expect Eric is too badly damaged, but his parts will go on and on. I think you're right there, Pinky. It looks like a bit of a smash. And I think I must have just put a video out where he's talking about how he really likes Eric and he's gelled with him as well. Maybe that's the thing. Shouldn't do that. In fact, I take it back. Henny's not my favourite car at all. I hate that thing. Ugh. You could be right there, Simone. Looks to me like the driver at the back was on the phone. You could be right. If it's the person I think it is, because Mustard's put up, well, he's put up 5 pictures, but 4 of them are like, one's Eric, one's another car, one's another car, one's another car. And there's only one that he's took a photo of the front of. So I'm assuming that was the one at the back, and there's a young guy stood near it, and I'm wondering whether he's the driver of that one. And it's like a souped up Seat Ibiza, so I'm wondering whether he's not been paying attention. Maybe he's been on that AirPlay looking at his latest tunes.
All these boy racers.
Skik says, would like to see you get a classic Jap bike, Simon. Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't be adverse to that. I think the next bike I get is going to be, and I'll keep this short, Rob, so you're not left out of it. A Sky Team Ace. It's just a little 125, but it's in the style of like a 30s and 40s sort of street racer sort of thing. So it's like there's a seat and then nothing really at the back, just a little lump and dead skinny little wheels, little engine. Still runs on a carb, so it's not got injection stuff. I think that'll be my next thing on there. Underscore says, near, far, wherever you are, his parts will go on. How delightfully poetic there, Matt. How delightfully poetic that we feel that Eric will go on, get to continue his life in many different cars. Hopefully some of them that are nice cars. Oh, is Derek's engine? Oh yeah, because Derek's engine's a bit crap apparently, isn't it? So Pingu says Eric's engine transplanted into Derek. I mean, they're supposed to be selling Derek, aren't they? So, yeah.
I'm struggling with the comments on this. I'm not on my usual laptop for live stream, so I'm
Ooh.
a little bit befuddled by the technology, but it's okay.
Simone says Pinky is classed as a classic now. How old's Pinky then? Got to be mid-90s. Matt says I'm funny looking. I can't remember why you're saying that, Matt. Do we agree, Rob? Is Matt funny looking?
I think Matt's quite distinguished, actually.
I think he is. I think if I was Matt, I would literally live my life cosplaying as Gandalf.
And ejecting people from the throne of, I don't know, wherever he ejects the people from the throne of. I can't remember.
I think I'd walk down the road and every so often I'd smash my staff, Wormithis, onto the ground and shout, "You shall not pass!" And after a while, you might not get arrested for it, and then people will just find it funny.
Be good in the drive-through though, because when you pull up into the McDonald's drive-through and they don't answer the automatic box thing, you could kind of tap on it with your staff and go, "I summon you to get your double cheeseburger and strawberry milkshake."
Is that what Gandalf would have?
Maybe with some halloumi fries.
Gandalf does look like an halloumi kind of person.
With the lentil side.
Lentils. Ivor Howard is here.
Hello, Ivor.
Skik says, Simone, yes, and you did the work yourself, which she does because Simone is amazing at doing stuff. Ping and Concord says, Simon, have you sent my stickers yet? It's almost 2024. I haven't yet. I was supposed to do it last week, and then I went to the post office near work, and it wasn't there anymore, which shows you how long it is since I went to a post office. So this week, I promise I'll get them posted. Simone says, and I think we need to feel sorry for Simone here. She says she has no space for a dishwasher.
Can you not get a slimline one or a little not desktop?
Desktop dishwasher.
Dishwasher, it's bloody marvellous. Yeah.
I mean, we've got space for one, but we've not got one. So who's the biggest idiot? Simone that doesn't have room for one, or us that has room for one but doesn't have one?
I've got a slimline dishwasher, which it takes still such a week to fill it. So. Underscore's got a big question here, Simon. I'll let you read it.
Will it fit on there? Yeah, it does. Underscore, also known as Matt, Mr. Lightning bouncing off his glasses or something in that picture, which is a bit scary. Can I make you guys mods on the Year of the Streetwise group? No pressure. Obviously, just asking here because it's convenient. Not trying to force a yes. No, feel free to say no, obviously. I don't mind being a mod. I don't know what you do. You just approve comments and stuff, I assume, and kick people out if they're dicks.
Yeah, that's fine by me. So
yeah, fine by me.
And there is a point because there is a Facebook group now called Year of the Streetwise 24. So please, if you are passionate about Streetwise or know someone who owns one, then please point in the direction of Matt's group because 2024 is the Year of the Streetwise.
Yeah, and we're halfway through 2023 anyway, so you should be thinking about selling your tours that you obviously all ran out and bought at the beginning. Yeah. Mark says, I am the dishwasher in our house. Do you have to stand in corner at kitchen plugged into mains water as well?
And then when you run out of rinse aid, do you kind of go, ah? We won't ask about when you run out of salt because that's probably quite personal where you put that. But
is rinse aid like cherry aid?
Yeah.
Simone says, I think Pinky hates me because she's a replacement. So Simone obviously had a bit of an accident on her first ZZR. So I believe Pinky is a replacement for that ZZR. But she shouldn't hate you, Simone, because you've made a frame all sparkly and pink and some other bits all like glittery and cool. She should be grateful. Tell her that next time you see her. Oh, no. I'll show that one. So Matt says, Paul just posted on Facebook he was going to sell Eric today. Then the bump happened. Eek.
Ooh.
That's terrible. And then, Pingu says Eric's just been put up for sale as well. Yeah, I noticed that yesterday.
That's shit, actually.
It is, isn't it? What's the chances? Ivor says, hello, Beard and Bangers. Great song. Stock car racing is magic. Stock car racing? I've not been to that for a while. Have you ever been to a stock car race?
I've not. It's too upsetting for me. It's like seeing those lovely cars getting smashed up is
you're thinking of banger car racing.
I'm getting the wrong. No.
You're thinking of Demolition Derby.
Oof. No.
Stock cars are the ones where, if it's the same ones I'm thinking of, it's big like. They look like. What do they look like? They've got like.
Is this the Morris Minors with the Rover V8 engines, that kind of stuff? Yeah.
The ones I'm thinking about are all like a formulaic sort of thing. So you'll have a specific chassis, and then the bodies are kind of. What do they remind you of? They're small, and there's like a bit where engine is, and then there's a cabin, and then if you think like a 1930s coupe but shrunk down, and they have like a big wing on top, and it's weird because it'll have got a side plate and then a top element and then another side plate, and it's like a weird Jonesy angle.
Nah.
No, I've not been to their range either. But they do. You're right though. They do have those races. At least near us at Alderton Stadium, they have stock car racing, and then in between they have Demolition Derby, which is just literally going round and round smashing cars. So what was the question?
I think it's more Ivor's making a statement. So he's saying hello to me. Great song. I don't know what the song is, but we can answer things in song if we want to. And stock car racing obviously is magic if one has experienced it. So, well, thanks, Ivor.
Yeah. Mark says, doesn't Derek just lack the ECU upgrade? I think it is literally just the ECU and maybe the math as well. So that should be fine. But, yeah, I don't know. Because, I don't know, if it were me, I've not got the resources and means of getting bits to make a car out of the bits from Eric, if that makes sense. Whereas Paul's already got loads of bits and pieces, so surely he's got a connection that can get him a knackered old 25, and then he can just transplant bits in. Surely.
Hang on a second, are we missing something here? Got a smashed up 25 with an L series engine.
Yeah.
We just need a smashed up Streetwise that's got the kind of
an engine that's knackered and then just
make it into a Streetwise. There's another Streetwise then. So
it is very smashed up though. What we need to do is get a Streetwise. I'm sure you said this, Matt, the other day. Is get a Streetwise and graft an extension on the back so it's a Streetwise Tourer.
What's 2025?
Waffle butty.
That won't happen.
It's got to be waffle butty.
No, it's got to be a car. You can be waffle butty as well, but there'll have to be a car related theme. I mean, we'll need to consult the Dark Monks.
Yes. Well, I mean, it is only 2023, so maybe we'll not find out until next year anyway.
I don't know when it gets called. It's about April, I think. So.
Yeah, something like that. Skick says 23, 24-year-old Pinky. I mean, everybody around that age has probably got one that's around that age. Matt says, I
if you're
think...
just joining us, then Skick is referring to a motorbike. This isn't a specialist.
It's not that kind of stream. Matt said that I think I should do that now. So Matt is convinced just by one comment that he should cosplay as Gandalf for the rest of his life. Yeah. Ivor says, I'm drinking. Simon, I'm drinking. Is that wine? Are you drinking wine? Steve.
Ivor's right, though.
Oh, what's that? It's got a spanner on it.
It's a Dark Horse Sauvignon Blanc.
I thought there was a spanner because your kind of hand was covering up most of that symbol. I could just see the top bit.
There we are.
Dark Horse white wine. Controversial. Stephen S. Paul suggests that Matt should refer to himself as Matt Dolph. Or Gandamat. And Ivor says white wine is the best.
Ivor.
I'd like to disagree. Oh, we've got a birthday. Pinky was born on the 2nd of August, 1991, the early 90s. Pinky Concord says, Paul needs to sell some motors. Anyone want a 45 1.8 or a 420 GSI Tourer?
I want a 420 GSI Tourer.
Do you really want a 420 GSI Tourer?
Yes, I do. Or a saloon. I don't mind.
Ah, okay.
Ivor says hello again, which is not hello, Ivor. Stephen S. Paul says Simone needs to move to New Mexico. Loads of land going spare.
What, for dishwashers?
I got a field for my dishwasher.
Can you imagine having a field of dishwashers?
That's dystopian.
Maybe it's one of the scenes in Book of Eli or something. Did you ever watch that program? Oh my god, now I can't remember what it's called. Something Pickers. Was it called American Pickers or something?
As long as it wasn't called Nose Pickers.
Somebody will know. It's basically it started off being two guys in America that just basically go to people's farms, I suppose, really. And it's the kind of people in America that just seem to have got loads of land and they just spend the whole life buying whatever or being given whatever and they just put it on a land somewhere. And they'll go and there might be a guy that's got like 30 cars or trucks or whatever just on land and they go around looking at bits and pieces and then there's always a barn that's full of like Merton memorabilia and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. There's a not at all unattractive lady on it as well.
Well, I suppose it makes nice diversions, doesn't it? So, underscore needs to figure out how to add mods. I think you have, Matt, because my emails just told me something. So.
What about rockers? Are you going to add rockers as well, Matt?
In the interest of balance.
Mods and rockers. Stephen S. Paul, good shout. I was about to type candidate, but you beat me to it. Ivor Howard says, I'm a banger racer. So he races sausages. I assume that's what we're on about there.
That's what bangers are, aren't they?
He might actually be being serious because he says he goes to Ringwood Raceway. I nearly said cemetery there. Pingu Concord says chances 1 in 7,842.
Good odds.
Ivor says Ford Cortina, Granada, and Jags. I don't know what the question was. I feel all boaty like when I read comments and I can't remember what they're on about.
Either bangers, Cortinas, Granadas, and Jags, which
Oh my god!
some people might find offensive. So if you are of a nervous disposition, then please stop watching this live stream now.
Oh, my angina.
I beg your pardon.
And not man. Stephen S. Paul, we have our demolition derbies here at work and it gets messy. Oh, I want to work somewhere, but not necessarily destroying cars.
Now I'm thinking man versus food.
Man versus food.
See, there's a program on, I don't know what, it's on like some Freeview pro channel.
It's on UK food, I think.
Yeah, and it's like this American guy who he's like a New York actor who goes around just to any diner in America and orders the most ridiculous thing, whether it's like the £5 plate of burger and chips or the habanero with extra Scotch bonnet, I don't know, Dorset Naga, whatever chili sauce on, and he eats it, and he's either very ill or does it.
Well, I think there's been a second guy. The second guy, I think, is someone that looks like he should be in a new metal band from the late 90s. The original
first guy died of a heart attack.
Yeah, he had some medical thing where he went. His doctors basically said, "Stop doing this, you're going to die." So then he did another program where he basically went around and found like secret restaurants. So I think he did one in Japan where these like little restaurants. You go down an alley that's not marked out and through a door, and then you find a tiny little restaurant where you can go and it's all exclusive and stuff. So he did something like that. I can't remember what his name were. I've got Matt in my head, but it might not be him.
I think it's Mike, but
could have been Mike. Matt, I have made comments about an extended Streetwise. Yes, yeah, I thought you had, Matt. I thought it was yourself. Yeah, the Streetwise half tourer. I imagine it looking a bit like. Have you seen the Fabia estates? The Skoda Fabia estates. I imagine it to be looking a bit like that. Ugly as fudge. Just gotta put that on the screen. Pingu Concord says, Boaty thinks 2024 will be the year of the MGF. How deluded is he? Oh, he's an absolute nutcase, obviously.
Where's he been?
Where has he been? That's what I don't want to know.
No, 2024 is, you've heard it here, year of the Streetwise, Yachts 24, hashtag.
You can't get more official than having a Facebook page about it as well.
Or a hashtag.
Because nobody ever hashtags stuff. Skick asks a question. Is your bed and breakfast a Rover V8?
I think Skick saying is my Rover a V8. I have a V8, which is an MGZT. I did have a Rover P6 V8, but sadly I don't have that anymore. Well, that was a lovely car.
What colour was it?
Tobacco leaf or baby poo brown. To give it the correct paint code.
I was going to say, which is the correct name for it?
Baby diarrhea brown. BDB.
You come up with a great name for Matt. Under Matt. Oh, come on. Ivor says, I don't have a dishwasher. It's called the wife.
Controversial.
Stephen S. Paul. Laundromat.
Well, Gandalf has to keep his kind of robes clean, so they have to be grey, don't they?
I never realised there were so many puns for Matt's name. Mark says, "Oh yeah, yes, American pickers. They travelled in a Sprinter van. Indeed, they did." And Simone, quite rightly, because me and Simone seem to be on the same wavelength about everything. Simone says Book of Eli is a great film. Now, it is, but unfortunately, we can't really talk about it because if anybody's not seen it, you are.
It's a diesel.
It's a diesel. If everybody's not seen it, we could spoil it by talking about it, so let's not talk about it. Well, Pingu Concord's got a sorry story to tell us. So if you can just imagine the music from, what was that Radio 2 show? It was like, they'd always have a love story. It might have been called Love Stories. And there was always some like sad music going on in the background while they were telling you the story of this woman who met this man. That's it. And he got married, but his legs fell off, and she had to cart him around in a shopping trolley. The shopping trolley wheel broke, and she had to fashion one out of Lego. And there's a song that reminds them of their time together, and it's something like Rock or something. I built it up too much.
Have you read the comment yet?
No. Pingu Concord says, I cut mine up today on a T-series engine block, so I have to just put some whiskey on it to sterilize it. Is it a good idea? Yes, you definitely need to sterilize the engine block.
One shot on the wound, one shot in your mouth.
Oh, I thought you meant the engine. Yeah, I thought you meant he needs to sort of sterilize the engine. But Matt says, yeah, it's quite simple to add mods. Just clicked on tour names. I think you mean on your names. Oh, Simone.
Oh, Simone.
Did you know that Pokemon sometimes live in noses? They're called Pikachu.
Very good, Simone.
I refuse to start giving points for jokes, though, because I've seen what happens on Mustard Stream when he starts doing that. His whole chat just becomes joke after joke after joke.
Oliver Howard says, very hard to find bangers. That's a massive statement. I mean, normally they're in the chilled aisle with the pork products.
In all seriousness, go.
We have bought them all.
I've not bought the other ones yet. No, in all seriousness, I can imagine it is because with the recent sort of increase in the price of second-hand cars, there's not going to be that many bangers about, is there, for reasonable money? Because everybody thinks whatever they've got's worth more than what everybody else's is at the moment. Except the person I'm buying the project from. Fools. Matt says, I worked in a used car yard. Hang on a minute. All right, okay. I was just waiting reading through it to see if there was a punchline. Matt says, I worked in a used car yard. When he bought from dealers, he had to take a couple of scrap cars from them. We'd bump them on the way to the scrap yard.
There's another comment afterwards, so maybe that.
Okay. Gaffer stopped playing when I cheated and removed the brake lights on a Fiesta and let him hit me. I'm confused. My brain's not making sense of that, Matt.
I think young underscore used to work in a scrapper, and they used to bugger about with the cars and have hijinks and stuff with them, which is.
Oh, that makes more sense. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense now. Ooh. Pingu Concord says, get your checkbook out, Rob. 420 GSI Tour available for 2K.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'll get back to you, Pingu. What's your best price?
Matt says, if I was an alcoholic, I'd be beer Matt. Or if I let people walk all over me.
Now.
Stephen S. Paul, we have a nice 71 Jag XJS with a Chevy V8 swap. Very nice, straight and rust-free car. I only want the engine. We could put a Pinto engine in it, which is what the UK guys do to them.
The only Pintos we use now are Pinto beans. All the people in London making their fancy, I don't know, chilies and stuff use Pinto beans for everything, rather. But no, Pinto engine's quite good, I believe. So
that's what TC's got a Pinto, I think. Genevieve is here, and she says, I can't remember what bangers are. There's two meanings to bangers.
One.
And I'm not going to tell you what they are.
One is English slang for sausages, and two is old, decrepit cars that some of us buy and love, and others race around the track and bang them up even more.
Or if you smash them into each other on the way to a scrapyard.
Yeah.
So it seems we've been talking about cheap cars. Should we have a look at YouTube, Auto Trader, and see what cheap cars we can actually find?
Let's
do that. Let's see if I can work out how we do it again. Here we go. So I should be able to see this. We'll go for any distance, and we'll go for. Where's the monies?
I can't actually see this, but
can you not?
It's on the screen, but there's no way I can read it.
All right, okay. Well, we'll read it out here. I can't find where the money bit is anymore. Have they changed it? Oh, they have.
Genevieve is praying, by the way. So,
okay.
By the looks of it,
so, max price £1,000. What else can we change? We don't want to change colours.
While you're looking at that, I shall read some comments. Pingu says, "What's your new project, Simon? A Lambo Streetwise?"
It isn't.
Serious. Stephen S. Paul says Ford Zetec and the older Pintos seem to be the power plants of choice in Europe. There's a lot of Zetecs. Bad Books asks an interesting question, which I will not be able to answer. So one for you, Simon. What's the scissor emblem for at the top of the live chat? I can't see that.
I'm not sure. I mean, I can see a duck's face, if that's what you're talking about.
That's on the top. I've got a duck's face on the title, which is Man to Man with Robin Simon. For those of you that didn't know. But I've got no scissor emblems anywhere. Pingy reckons it's to cut a clip out of the stream.
Oh yeah, if you're on YouTube, I think you can clip.
We're not on YouTube. We're on StreamYard.
Yeah, because we're posh.
Well, Simon's posh. He sent me a link and I clicked on it and it worked.
That makes you posh by
default.
Yeah.
Underscore says, have you seen the Porsche Streetwise or Dakar as it's nicknamed? No. Okay. While Simon's looking at I think Simon has now got some cars on the screen.
So I'm going to ignore the top one because it says spares or repair. But the second one down is an Audi A6 Avant 2.4 Sport CVT 5-door. So this is £1,000. It's Tourer, obviously. Is this similar to the one that Mustard did a bit of a review of recently? Some weird.
Let the folks tell us.
It's 2.4 litre automatic. Where's the important bits? Performance. 0 to 60 in 9.6 seconds, 30 valve, 170 brake horsepower. Does that float anybody's boat? I mean, it's £1,000. It's obviously a bit rough.
I would probably not buy that and try and find a ZT.
Yeah, exactly. For £1,000, though, would you find one?
I think you still can, yeah.
Maybe there's one on this list. Next, BMW 3 Series, 2 litre diesel.
No.
Audi A3, 2 litre diesel again. BMW 1 Series, 2 litre diesel. 3 Series.
They go nicely. They
3
go
Series,
nice.
2 litre 320i M Sport Touring for £1,000.
Less desirable engine. I have a soft spot for BMWs, for those who don't know, but not this one.
They'll always look a bit. I don't know. I like the insides. Look. That looks very familiar.
It's Rover 7. It's a 75 Tourer.
Exactly.
Same designer.
Oops. I'm not convinced. I mean, for £1,000, maybe. Let's have a look at the important bits again. Performance. 0 to 60, 8.4 seconds, 168 brake horsepower. Whatever.
If I was going to buy one of them, I'd stretch myself a little bit further and buy a 6-cylinder.
Yeah. Nice looking thing.
Better engine.
Yeah. Another 1 Series. What about a Saab? Saab 9.3s.
I do like a Saab.
Yeah, I do actually.
This one is basically a Vectra.
Yeah, it is one of the later ones, isn't it? I mean, they did rework quite a lot of them over the Vectra when they did them. But, I mean, I remember it's not that long ago, is it, where cars like this would be like 300-400 quid.
Yeah. Yeah, the arse fell out the market with Saabs, even though I still think they're a decent wagon if you're going to get one.
There's no pictures of inside, which is a shame, because inside the Saabs are always really nice places to be. Golf. I'm not fussed about them. Another BMW. There seems to be a lot of BMWs for less than £1,000. What about a Mercedes-Benz M-Class? Is that a desirable thing?
There must be something wrong with that.
Gearbox problem.
What's hang on now below it? You're getting into something here. So.
This Subaru.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. I don't even know how you pronounce that. A Tribeca.
Tribeca.
Okay. I don't think I've ever even seen one of these. Looks like
I think this is best left to other channels actually that have small Welsh people on them, not channels.
Oh God, it's got a cream leather interior.
And we like one of those viewers, don't we?
Over 800 for £1,000.
Hello. It's a 2.7 as well. So it's got the Honda engine, so it's possibly the one to have.
Got a dent in it. It means you don't need to dent it yourself. Look at that. Ooh.
That's near me, Simon.
You want
me to like 25 miles down the road?
Do you want me to stop sharing it?
No, I'd like you to send me the link, please.
It's got some pieces of paper with it.
That's nice.
It's got a tracker. But yeah, I mean, they are nice. They're a nice looking thing, I think. Quite big.
Seems very cheap. Hang on a minute. Let's sense check this. This is a 827 coupe, so it's got like two massive tick boxes covered straight
one
away.
over from you, which the
Honda V6 is a coupe. And it's £1,000. That don't add up to me.
Dent on boot lid, other age appropriate marks, small water leak, 2 keys, good tyres, new battery October last year, next MOT due end of January next year, part service history, 1 owner, £1,000.
I'm tempted.
£1,000 though. I'm definitely not just pinching that across.
I'm buying that tomorrow.
Jaguar S-Type?
No, V6. Move on.
Are they the ones that people say are like the Rover 75 of the time?
They're bigger and probably better equipped, but the styling's fairly similar. I think the one to go for of these is probably the V8R.
I think Kevin's just bought an estate one of these Jaguar S-Types. Is that a different type? Is it S to Saloon?
That'd be the X type.
Which
is basically a dressed Ford Mondeo. So.
Yeah. BMW X5?
If it's that cheap, it'll be a nightmare. There'll be something wrong with it, which will cost an absolute fortune to put right, I would say. No, it's V6. No.
Audi A4 Coupe?
No.
What about a Volkswagen Passat?
I quite like a Passat, I have to say. I like the Volkswagen.
Even one that's done just under 233,000 miles.
It's not a V6, is it? So, no.
No, it's a 2-litre diesel.
But
yeah,
it's a Tourer.
True. So nobody will be wanting it next year, so you'll be able to buy it cheaper next year. Mercs, X-Type, the Volvo XC90, they look horrendous. A Lexus, never had a Lexus.
Nice.
Any Lexus experience?
Sam, one of the mechanics I use, has got a Lexus and he likes it. So,
they're the Japanese Mercedes, you know.
They are.
Now we're getting towards stuff that I consider to be cheap cars, like a Vectra, 3.2 V6 Vectra. It's not going to be the fastest thing.
It's a nice model though. That's a fairly top of the range one.
It does say that it's an estate car, so if that's the case, there's something missing off it.
I think they're actually appropriating the year of the Tourer by doing this.
Trying to get more views on their adverts.
Yeah. That's probably... Where was it? Too far away.
Something about Volvo drop tops just doesn't seem right to me.
I think the man who loves a beige leather interior,
yeah,
and like shambolically shuffling around places, has one of these.
One of these.
I believe he does.
Is it? Yeah, I think you might be right actually. Hang on, that's not £1,000. That's definitely not £1,000.
The F70, you've gone past the F70.
What am I looking at? Oh yeah, this one.
That's worth a look at.
So 2.5 litre 20 valve SE saloon. So being SE is going to be pretty nice inside. Oh my god, look at them seats.
I'd have a go on that.
Would you?
Yeah. Yes, I would.
Have you driven one before?
I've driven lots of Volvos, and I quite like them.
What about this?
Apart from the smaller one, because that's like a Ford Focus.
What about this steering wheel cover?
That would be in the bin.
See, I like the C. They're the little coupe ones, aren't they?
They're nice. The C.
Yeah.
No, not you're thinking of the C30. I'm thinking of the success of that, which is the. Oh, I don't know what number it is, but it is a Ford Focus. The C30 is actually a good, unique car.
Yeah, I like them. They've got, apparently they're a bit cramped inside, but who cares? They look gorgeous. C70. Ooh, SLK.
And it's a 2.3.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe these can be quite problematic.
Is this the same sort that Jim Biscuits has got from Shoestring Shed, which I can never say properly, apart from just then?
I think he has, and I think also the editor of Practical Classics has got one as well, Danny Hopkins.
Let's have a look at the important specs. 7.2 to 60.
That's a bit better.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this started off as looking at bangers for stuff. We've not got a Jaguar XF for under £1,000. Our spares or repairs ignored. Nah, my mate's got one of these. Oh, there's two people. But he's got the convertible hot aero one. But that's an automatic, but it still shifts. Ford Mondeo.
Nice.
Do you like them?
Yeah, I think they're all right.
We'll go one more page and then we'll go back to, oh my God, Alfa Romeo GTV.
Right, scroll down. What's wrong with
it? Non-starter. And it says, new battery needed. Classic Alfa GTV 2 litre. Nice little sports car. In the past, cam belt, brakes, radiator and alternator replaced. It has been parked on driveway since the start of COVID.
That's great.
Years. Car used to drive beautifully. Unfortunately, it doesn't start now or the battery holds the charge. Needs work on this car and a new Alfa enthusiast to invest in the car. Can be used for parts as well, as this is a classic shape. Parts and interiors can be used, blah, 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 blah. So basically, you need to work on it to get it working again.
Yeah, I think that could be a money pit, that one.
It is. They are right. The inside is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, we'll leave that one alone. We'll pretend we don't want it. And then it's just, what about this one? Alfa Romeo GT.
JTS Losso.
What's this going on here?
It's had a poo.
Look how nice them seats are.
Okay, so it's got nice seats, but what's wrong with it for that price?
That's shiny. GT 2 litre JTS engine, Lucia for sale. Must go too good to scrap. Misfire. Cam wear. No rust. To be honest, as soon as it says misfire, and I have no idea what cam wear is, but it doesn't sound healthy.
I think the engine's probably knacked.
We're good. Loads spent recently, full service history, maintenance receipts, new Bosch injectors, receipt to prove, and I have the old ones, new genuine spark plug. So basically, it's got a misfire. They've gone through it, tried to fix it. They can't find what's wrong with it, so they're selling it. How unfortunate. Mazda 6.
Yeah, that's worth a look at.
It's got a spoiler on it.
Must be a special version then.
2.5 Sport.
Oh, it's got a working light. That's good.
Yes, it's always beneficial. 2.5 petrol, great MPG. Some numbers, whatever that means. Zoom sport trim, high spec, keyless entry, keyless start, leather seats, automatic lights, auto wipers, large boot, new clutch fitted by my friend 12 months ago.
What I've gauged from this so far is that the seller of this car likes the forward slash a lot.
Maybe 2023 is actually the year of the forward slash, not the
or the oblique.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not bothered about any of them. Well, that was a bit of fun, wasn't it? I've got to work out how I get back now. There we go.
I need to shrink my screen. Goodness me.
Right then, where did we get to on the comments on that? Let's have a look. I remember you reading Mark's comment about the scissor thing, and then Matt saying, "Have you seen the Porsche Streetwise, or Dakar as it's nicknamed?" Simone says, "I will never use a mash tag."
It's your choice.
Oh my god! And I didn't know this, Matt. Yeah, I thought it was funny when Boaty denied that 2024 was the year of the Streetwise. How can you deny it when it's true?
Who is this Boaty?
Should we have a quick ad break for 9 seconds?
I think so.
Fire, for when you're tired of not having fire.
That was weirder than I remember it being. Bingu Concord says, "I have a Streetwise available for you, Simon, for less than £1,000. I'm not saying anything. Matt says, "Challenge accepted." I don't know what did we challenge Matt to?
Hopefully, not do the underpants.
Simone from Hooked on Classics. Streetwise on eBay currently at £295.
I saw that. Yeah, it's 1.4, I think. So.
All right, okay. No, I'm not interested. Mark says, "My soft spot for BMWs is the swamp at the bottom of the garden."
You know what I have been eyeing up? I've been eyeing up a certain car or certain type of car the last few days.
All right, okay.
And that is the MX-5, which Mark, aka Bad Books, also has.
And is it Carl that's had like 9 of them as well?
Someone has, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Mark's is a very nice one.
Which I've not seen yet.
No. Pingu says, "Yes, I'm in on that, Simone, for Simon's birthday present." You better make it for Julie's birthday present, because there's more chance for it being kept.
She'd be delighted, wouldn't she, Simon? To receive a Streetwise.
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't be delighted to receive a Streetwise, as long as you're not receiving it to the face? Stephen S. Paul says, "We have lots of those BMW 8 Series coupes with those V12s in them. Need a V12.
Yeah, I might put one on my Spitfire, actually.
Have you got a Spitfire? Is that what's it?
Marine Spitfire. No, I haven't got a Spitfire.
Marine Spitfire. Okay, yeah. No, that makes more sense. Pingu says, not as nice as a 420 GSI Tourer, though, Rob.
All right, Pingu. Let me give it some thought. Thank you, though.
Now, Simone has put up. I like when Simone makes these comments because they're very, very sneaky in their approach. Buy a 1 Series BMW and replace the BMW badges with Rover ones.
The 1 Series is the Rover R50 platform.
I think so. Yeah.
It's rumoured.
But what's true and what's not true? I mean, truth is true and untruths are not true. That's obvious. But there's going to be some crossover, isn't there? Matt says we should have spread the word not to bid on that one so Simon can have it. Oh, and then Pingu says it's on reserve not met. So, yeah, that's the thing.
They know what they've got.
Yeah.
They know what they've got.
A lot of people do know what they've got, though.
And some people think they've got more than they've got.
Matt says we need to get the reserve then. We need to get to the reserve and then stop anyone bidding. Stephen S. Paul says Mondeo and then some symbols, also known as the Mercury Tracer or Ford Contour. Ew. I wish I knew more about American cars because they always sound really cool.
Mercury is part of Ford, right?
Must be.
Stephen S. Paul, please answer.
Matt says Boaty's saying it's the year of the MGF. Challenge X. Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying, mate. I mean, it can't be the year of the MGF because I don't want to get into the whole which is best, the MGF or the TF thing, because the argument tends to be, well, the F were better built and looks nicer inside and looks nicer on outside. And I still think the TF is a nicer looking car than the F and on the inside.
I think we learned that the F looks very sad.
It looks a bit like one of them goldfish with sticky out eyes. I mean, they're nice cars, but
its face says, my grandparents are BMW. They don't love us. They want to sell us and get rid of us.
Also, the whole the suspension setup. Yeah, it's probably a really good suspension setup when it's set up properly, but it's costs more to maintain. There's less places that can actually do anything with it nowadays, and it's a lot more difficult to replace a sphere than it is a spring. So there's loads of disadvantages to it. That's all I want to say on the matter.
Anyway, so it's
and it's not streetwise. It's irrelevant.
It's not up
Simone says, I like the Mazda 6. I've never been in one. I've been in a Mazda 3 and I liked the interior design in that. Although the dashboard had a really nice glow to it and stuff. I liked that. Stephen S. Paul said, yes. They are, boy. Black Lines is here. He says, is this the new Griff Rhys Jones and Mel Smith whisper advert I'm watching?
Well, Steve.
Oh, dear.
Simone needs to go soon.
Is that for a wee or just in general, Simone? Jolly Juju says, what the hell? I am disowning you. Oh my God. All my life, I didn't know AKA stood for also known as I knew the meaning, but thought it was some sort of Latin. I mean,
Right, Stephen S. Paul. Sorry, Simon.
Go on.
I was going to say, confirms regarding Mercury that Ford and Mercury are the same, just two different divisions.
So do they build the same cars and call them different things? Is it like when we had Vauxhall and was it Opel?
Opel's the European name
Yeah.
of Vauxhall or General Motors. Well, what was General Motors in Europe? And I think till the quite recent, relative recency, what the late 70s, early 80s, Vauxhall cars were completely different to Opel. So you had different. They did their own thing pretty much. So you had different models in the UK. I'm going off on one now.
Well, because they had the Corsa, was what they called the Nova, weren't it? You had an Opel Corsa, but that were what we'd call the Vauxhall Nova.
The Vauxhall Nova, yeah. So the Vauxhall Nova was independent. That was independently named. But I'm pretty sure that the early Cavaliers were very different to the early Opel records.
Yeah, that could be right. Yeah, I think maybe it was like Astra time where they started becoming the same thing.
Yeah,
Different. I think
they had the Opel name. So
yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
We both digressed, and then we left it at Juju for not knowing that AK was also known as. And it's no excuse being French and only speaking French for most of your adolescent life, honestly. Stephen S. Plus, damn sorry, the Ford and Mercury are the same. Oh, we already read that. Mark says, telescope-eyed fantail being a goldfish nerd. Telescope-eyed, okay, yeah, that's what I meant. And Juju says, also, hello to peeps I didn't say hello to. There you go. Matt admires Julie's honesty. Mark, sorry, not Matt. Mark says, I had 2 Mazda 6 Taurus, great cars. Obviously, no, he's got rid of them now to get streetwise, obviously. Pingu Concord says, have you been using your everyday tissues today, Simon?
Can you cut to that advert, Simon, at any point?
Asda, everyday tissue.
Yes.
It's smooth, isn't it?
No, I haven't actually. Where did we get to? Then loads of people talking to Julie, blah blah blah.
Black Lions' question is very interesting. Wasn't the Sierra called the Mercure or Mercure in the USA? Now I thought a Mercure was like a pubic wig, but I think that could be Mercure. Now I think of it as one sometimes does. A merkin is a pubic wig. And a mercure could well be.
Nobody can say we don't tackle the serious issues in society today.
Have you brought your merkin with you?
Is that to that plectrum party?
Oh dear. Right.
Mark confirms that Astras were cadets in Europe. Ooh. Shushu says, hello, Pingu. Yes, I'm doing. Oh, I don't care. Whatever. Stephen S. Paul. We have a 55 Opel record here at work. It's actually quite nice. He sounded surprised by that. We have no idea how it got here. And then he says it's actually quite nice again, so it must be really nice. It's going to need an interior redo. Just strip it out and make it into some sort of weird desert rally car thing.
Or loving
mean-
the interior it's got.
Well, I was going to say, if you do end up scrapping it, that means you'll all be record breakers.
I think Matt _'s got a funny for us by the looks of it.
Oh dear. Matt says, did you hear about the archaeologist who only dug up old cars? He was a Morris miner. He's got the skills.
This is why he's chairman of Yachts 24.
It is exactly to keep him busy so he don't come up with jokes like that. And we've run out of comments. How ridiculous is that?
Well, it's either ridiculous or they've had enough.
Maybe a bit of both. Maybe that Erto trade a bit killed them. Like, this is fun, and then why the hell are we looking at crap cars for under $1,000?
And talking about Merkins.
We're talking about Merkins, the Merkins Benz. There's going to be a joke in that somewhere, Matt. You've got the name Ben, and you've got a Merkin. I'm sure you can bring some together with that.
Don't go smirking your Merkin. Something like that.
A jerkin a name of a item of clothing as well, like a gilet or something.
Yeah, some kind of archaic name for a jacket or something.
We do have some of those Mercures here. That's the curse of a dry climate and a large population. Jestermeister. That's a good name for that.
Well, haven't they been lovely?
They have. And we've managed to do nearly an hour and a half of talking at people without Jack interrupting. He's interrupting.
I need like 120 watch hours, by the way, people.
Is that all?
Yeah, so please start watching all my videos all the way through. And yeah.
We should start doing because lives count towards them. So the next live should be on your account.
The next live there'll be my live on Wednesday, which we can jointly do if you're not doing Bandcamp.
I'm not doing Bandcamp for another probably a month at least.
Oh goody. Yeah.
Bingo Concord's asking you a question.
Have I sold? No, I haven't.
That was a quick answer. You answered it before I even highlighted it.
That's because I can both read and write English.
Simone says, ta-ta for now. Oh, and then
and our emoji showing up.
Yes. Yes, they are.
That's a bit double entendre, isn't it? Am I emoji? Or is it me or is it cold in here? Pinky was lost on Wednesday without my live chat. I wasn't able to do when I was away on business. I was discussing buildings.
I nearly did a live chat on Wednesday, but I spent that long doing them intro videos that I didn't have time.
And Norman's been quite busy as well recently, I believe. Norman?
Yeah, Norman's been doing Norman stuff.
Yeah.
He's been. I'm not going to spoil it. He's been filming some review videos.
Oh, how interesting! Yeah. On his collection of wagon wheels, no doubt.
They're not car. Well, they are car related, but they're not reviews of cars.
Oh, what a boy that Norman is!
Oh dear.
What are they saying now?
Everybody's saying bye to Simone. Stephen S. Paul says buy my merch, which I think might be a Hubnut reference, but I'm not sure.
No idea. Never got that far in the Hubnut live stream, to be honest.
It normally starts with it. It's normally. And today we're looking at this car, and I have these hats. Look, you can buy these hats from the Hubnut store.
Really? Jesus.
Mark says, beautiful sunset tonight. I can't see outside. And then he says, beautiful sunset tonight. And then Mark says, beautiful sunset tonight. And then
I
Simone
can't see
says,
there's a housing estate in the way.
Pingu Conco says, new sticker for Simon to do for you, Matt. Which one? There's a few. Simone says, bye all. Bye, Simone. And then Julie says bye to Simone. And then that is it.
Au revoir.
Mm.
Bonsoir tout le monde.
Well, if that is all, then I shall play the outro video. And
Play the outro video, Simon. See you again soon. Goodbye.
Yes. Take care. Ta-ra.